Good evening, everybody. We'll be joined in a moment with the Purdue student athletes and Coach Matt Painter. Final is 87-61. Once again, please silence your cell phones or turn them off completely. Please, no video of any kind taken in this room, and photography is okay as long as there's no flash. Okay. Purdue's win will send them to the South Regional semifinals next week in Louisville. Hey everybody, we're joined now by Purdue coach Matt Painter and student athletes Ryan Klein and Carson Edwards. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Painter.
Well, obviously, we're excited about moving on. I thought we played the best game of the year, and you want to be playing your best basketball at this time. But I thought our defense was really good. It's a little bit easier sometimes to play defense and be detailed when the ball's going in for you. So we got into such a good rhythm offensively, but we also got a good balance of rhythm threes and getting the ball to the rim on some slips and getting some layups. And I thought our guys were really good on both ends of the court, and just excited about being able to move on. We beat obviously a very good basketball team, the Big East champs, the defending national champs, and we bragged on Villanova, and the closest thing we have to that is probably Michigan State, and just talked about how tough they were, how disciplined they were, and that we're going to have to be able to have both of those qualities ourselves if we're going to put ourselves in a position to win this game. So just, proud of our guys for battling tonight and being hooked up and being ready to play.
Just a reminder, the Purdue locker room is now open for 30 minutes. We'll start with questions for the student athletes. Pat, right down here in front.
Pat Eaton-Robb from the Associated Press. Carson, obviously we were like 7 for 23 the last game. You started off so hot in this one. How important was that? And when did you know you were having a career night?
Honestly, I wouldn't say I even knew I had a career night till the game was over. I mean, I'm just so focused on just trying to get the win, especially when games like this where you value every possession. So I was just out there fighting with my brothers, and we was able to get the win. I was able to have some shots fall for me. So.
Hold on here, Mike.
Nicole Auerbach, The Athletic. Carson, how tired have you been of people asking you about not shooting well and kind of what a statement this performance makes?
If we're being really honest, I'm very tired of it. But I understand I just have to keep working. Even after being able to have a game like this, I still got to stay in the gym, continue to work, and continue to prepare for the next game. But, yeah, I'm really tired of it. But I'm thankful to be able to have some shots fall for me today.
Over here in the middle.
Ryan, coming into this game, could you have imagined having a performance like that where you beat the defending champions by about 30 points?
Obviously coming out hot and playing really well defensively was big time for us. But we were able to maintain that lead, and basketball is a game of runs, and we stopped them from getting that big run.
Over here on the side.
Adam Betts, the Journal Inquirer. Carson, you probably don't know this, but you now have the record for three-pointers in a game in this building. You beat Ray Allen. He had 8 against Miami in 1995. Does that make this performance in this night even more special to you?
Well, that's crazy. I didn't know that. That's crazy, and I'm blessed to be able to shoot the ball like that and be able to make threes like that. But I feel like the most memorable thing is just being able to make it back to the Sweet 16 and beating a good team like this, and I guess just playing well individually. But I'm just happy for my team. We still have a game to play in the season.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Down here.
Both of you, can you just address how important it was to have Matt do what he did early in the paint and what that did for you guys on the outside?
Yeah, I was obviously very impressed with Matt. He's always shown that he can do that, but he was rebounding the ball really well tonight. He was there on a lot of slips offensively, and he just had the right place at the right time.
I can just basically same thing he said. Matt played well and on both ends, be able to protect the rim, but also rebound the ball and get some slips and get some easy baskets for us. And just playing hard and bringing energy was big time for us.
Any other questions for the student athletes? No? Okay, then we'll excuse them, let them go back to the locker room. Their teammates. Congratulations, guys. We'll take questions for Coach Painter.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the job No Gel, especially on his ankle, did, and Eric Hunter on Booth?
Right. Well, Phil Booth is obviously, a very good player, and we wanted to keep him out of the paint, and we also wanted to, stop him from getting rhythm threes. He obviously got away from us a couple times, but No Gel did a really good job. He's played well for us all season, and has done a really good job defensively, and was very impressed with Eric Hunter in these two games. To be able to play 12 minutes tonight for us, got close to 13 minutes, by 26 other night. So really, playing almost a full game and not turning the basketball over at all. That's pretty impressive in an NCAA tournament game. But, both of those guys, played really well and played a great role for us.
Right up down here in front, Mike.
Nicole Auerbach, The Athletic. Matt, kind of the same question I asked Carson about the frustrations of hearing about bad shooting nights and then finally, putting on a show like this. What's that like as a coach, and how do you see that in him, and then to see what he did tonight?
He's, a very dynamic player, but he sometimes tries to find his way into a game, by being a volume shooter, and that's where he gets into trouble at times instead of letting things come to you. They're obviously very aggressive. They switch a lot of things. And so just trying to get into a rhythm and break people down when he has some mismatches. I thought tonight, with some of the size they put on him, he was able to get by them, but also dribble to where he could get some space and make some pull-up threes also. I just thought he had a good balance tonight, but him coming in and out of a game a lot of times, he'll get into a rhythm, he'll get out of a rhym. Tonight, obviously, he stayed into it and stayed on the hunt and really made some good decisions. So, I don't look at him in terms of his percentages and stuff. I look at him more of just the decisions. When he shoots a low percentage normally when he doesn't make good decisions. When he makes good decisions, it normally takes care of itself. He'll have a couple outlier games, but for the most part, it works himself out. But he's played a lot of basketball. You don't get really talented guys like him that stay, for 3 years. And but he has a lot of experience, and obviously he's going to his third straight Sweet 16.
Here in the middle.
Mike Petralia, CLNS Media Boston. Matt, coming out of halftime, you had to figure they'd be ready to try and make some run. But you guys played great defense. I think it was a 13-0 run coming out of halftime. What was the discussion at halftime, and what was your reaction to that?
Well, I think anytime you start a half, whether it's the first or second half, it's that first 5 minutes. But now when you're up 19 points and it's it's so unexpected, there's no way you're thinking in your mind hey, this is going to happen. Against Villanova. So we just thought they would be really aggressive and, try to double some things, double some ball screens, trap. We knew they'd pick up into their zone press. And, we just wanted to execute. We were fortunate. I thought we played pretty good defense in that run, but they also pressed a little bit and had a couple good looks. It just didn't go down for them. But we knew they would, be aggressive, and, our guys were ready to play.
Other questions for Coach Painter? Okay, one more, Pat.
Coach, can you just talk about what it means for this program and where you are on the map after 3 straight Sweet 16s?
It's hard to be consistent. Just trying to get better from an individual standpoint and develop guys, and but also understand kind of that role definition with your team. It's a hard thing to do, as a coach, to get everybody to buy in. So it kind of just shows to the character of our guys. They've really bought in this year. Everybody's played their role, but to be able to have the consistency we've had within our league and also in the NCAA tournament. But you're greedy. As a coach, you never look at it that way. You look at it like, you didn't advance further. You should have played better in conference play. And so, we're excited about, going to the Sweet 16 again. But, we want to do better. We want to do better for ourselves. We want to do better for our fans.
Nicole, we have time for one more.
Nicole Auerbach, The Athletic. Matt, you said in your opening statement that this was the best game you guys have played this year. And I'm wondering specifically offensively if this is what the offense can look like when it's firing on all cylinders.
Right. Well, I think the balance, for us, we have a lot of guys that shoot threes, and sometimes we fall in love with the three. And so I thought tonight we had really good balance, not just Matt getting slips to the rim, but Carson also, driving the basketball. And, I think that's going to be important for us if we want to continue to advance. Is, if you get into a rhythm, it's one thing to be able to continue to shoot the basketball. But if, you struggle a little bit or the shots aren't falling, you got to find a way to the free throw line. You got to find a way to the rim.
Okay, with that, we'll excuse Coach Painter.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, and good luck in Louisville. The Purdue locker room remains open for another 15 minutes. Okay, we're now joined by Villanova coach Jay Wright and student athletes Phil Booth and Eric Pascal. The Villanova locker room is now open for 30 minutes. Eric. And we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Wright.
I want to congratulate Purdue on just an outstanding basketball game. They're a very, very good team. We knew that coming into the game. They just have great balance, inside game, ISO game, drive, shoot threes, defend great as a team. Just really, really impressive. And we wish them luck going forward. They're a good team, classy guys too. We just, as a staff, did not get our guys. We tried to make them understand their ability to hit threes and execute their offense with great precision, and we just didn't have them. We just did not have them ready from the start. We just gave up to a team like that a lot of threes early, uncontested threes, and then once you get a great shooting team like that going, and then you're over aggressive trying to take away those threes, then they start slipping and they get you on the inside, they get you on offensive rebounds. It became an ugly game. I just thought it began with their ability to get threes and our inability to recognize where their shooters were.
Thanks, Coach. We'll start with questions for the student athletes. Right in the middle.
John Pudner, 24/7. I guess Eric and Phil, the only two returning seniors. There were no returning juniors. Realistically, this wasn't the national contending team. Some people didn't even think you'd win a game in the tournament. Can you just talk about the difference between bringing along young players for the future, the job you two had with all these freshmen and sophomores, and just getting them this experience so Nova can make another run maybe a year or two from now?
Start with Phil.
They did a great job all year. They bought in tremendously. We wouldn't be here without them because all the things they did, listening, learning, doing extra, demanding sophomores to be like juniors and seniors on the team, making freshmen not have to be freshmen. So, we asked a lot of them, and they responded. And I think this team will be, in years to come, very good. Next year, a lot of talent, a lot of guys with experience, and we'll learn from games like this.
Eric?
Same as Phil. I feel like our young guys did a great job this year of just coming along. They've been through a lot this year, and I feel like from this whole year, ups and downs, that they'll take that on in the next year and years to come and do a great job of it. I feel like me and Phil just tried to show them what Villanova basketball is all about. It's about playing hard and playing for your teammates and coaches, and I feel like in the years to come, we'll be very good.
Right down here in front.
Hi, Andrew McKee of Villanova Student Media. So what do you guys think that, there was a lot of emotion at the end of the game, and especially with the seniors, can you describe what you were feeling at the end of the game, and what's your advice for, your advice leaving the program for the next age of students?
Eric, want to start?
My emotion, I was just sad to not play in the Villanova jersey anymore. I thank Coach Wright for everything that he's done for me. Without him, I wouldn't be here. And it was just, I don't know, I guess losing and in your senior year. But, at the end of the day, I love Villanova. Everything they've done for me, every little thing, that's all the emotions that were happening.
Bill?
Yeah, just a lot of emotions in your head, going through your head. Last college game, last time with that special group of players we had, this young group, they did so much, they learned so much, and it's just a lot. It doesn't really sink in yet while you're on the court because you're still just losing. But later on, just how much the university's meant to me, coaching staff, Coach Wright, the players I played with, couldn't have asked for a better experience.
Down here in the middle.
Mike Petralia, CLNS Media Boston, continuing with that point, the legacy that you guys have left at Villanova, if you could reflect on that and how this is just a loss, but the legacy you leave behind is probably bigger. Do you both feel that way?
Bill, you want to start?
I don't feel that way right now, I'll tell you that. Not, going out like that, just wish it could have been better. But that's just more credit to the guys I played with. Just been fortunate to play with a group of guys that were like this team here, just unselfish, all about the team, do anything for the team, for the win, or whatever it takes just to play Villanova basketball. We had guys that bought in, and this team is no different than any other team I played on in the past in terms of committed and wanting to play Villanova basketball and wanting to be together, want to love one another. This group is special in that term. So, it's it's hurt going on like this, but there's a lot here that I learned a lot from this year.
Eric?
Definitely not thinking about any type of legacy right now. Just hard going out like this, but everything comes to an end. But I just fortunate enough to play with great guys throughout my whole career, and them teach me things and to help me this year. And I hope I did a great job of teaching our young guys how to continue the tradition of playing Villanova basketball.
In the back?
Austin Pedalolo, Trend the Philly Hoops. Phil, I saw towards the end you were kind of talking to Jermaine. He was a little emotional. What kind of advice were you giving him, and him and Colin and Damir?
Just tell them how proud of them I was from this year, and how much I've learned from them, and how much they bought into Villanova basketball and would do anything for anybody on the team. I was telling them, keep your head up. You're going to be back here again. You'll learn so much from this, but try to keep your spirits up. But those guys have done so much to me, done so much for me, for this team. Became brothers, connected with the group, maybe younger, 2 or 3 years younger, but became very close with those guys. So I just tell them how proud of them I am and how thankful I am for them.
Any other questions for the Villanova student athletes? No? Okay, then we'll excuse them, let them go back to the locker room, their teammates, and congratulate them on an outstanding season.
Thank you.
Take questions for Coach Wright. Down front.
Thank you. Andrew McKee, Villanova Student Media. Now that the tournament is over, and when you get back to campus, Coach Wright, what are you looking forward to working on in practice and going forward from here?
We have a really young crew next year. No seniors, and these sophomores, become juniors. We got a couple of these freshmen we got to develop, so we've got a lot of work to do. But I'm looking forward to it. I like these young guys a lot. Tonight will teach them how hard you have to work to prepare every game and to play against the top teams. I hope Purdue's a Final Four team. I think they're good enough to be. But we have a lot of work to do, but I look forward to it.
In the middle there.
Hey, Jay. You said you thought you were in a little bit of a race against time, maybe try to buy another week of working with these guys and maybe get to that next level. Tonight didn't look like you were that close. Are you rethinking that, or do you think maybe with just a few more days in a right matchup, it could have swung a little differently?
Yeah. In these games, matchups and the way things go, it's not always, the score's not always indicative of where you are as a team. We don't have the manpower. We got to keep the tempo down. We've done it all year. We don't have the manpower to play from behind and then speed up the game. Once we decided to speed up the game, it was desperation. We knew we were going to be in trouble. We needed to keep that close and grind it out. That's what we needed to do. And when they started drilling those threes and got up 19 at halftime, it was not a good situation for us. So I don't think we were that far, but I think we ran into a really good team and a really tough matchup for us.
In the back, Matt.
Matt Norlander, CBS Sports. Jay, I wonder if it almost felt like a Freaky Friday situation for you, because this game, the Kansas game that you won in the Final Four last season, went the exact opposite way. I mean, you guys came out so hot. Felt like Purdue did the exact same too. I wonder if that came into your mind, and as a veteran coach, what you say about when a team like Purdue comes out and does this, it's a devastating end for Eric and Phil. I understand that, but almost want to tell the young guys, yeah, it hurts, but sometimes it's just simply not your night.
I would be lying if I said that didn't come into my head during a game, and one of your jobs as a coach is get it right out of your head. But I did. It did come in there, and you just have to compete. You just have to continue to compete each possession, And this game is a humbling game, and you could be on either side of it. And it's one of the things we said to the guys after the Kansas game. Give those guys respect, because we came out and made every shot. Doesn't happen every night, and they did it tonight. And when it happens to you, you give them their credit and you learn from it. But if you get in them early and don't let great shooters get hot, and you keep the game tight, that's what you have to learn from that. That's what we didn't do. We didn't get up on Edwards early. We didn't get up on Klein early, and then great shooters get hot. You're in trouble. That's what happened tonight.
Down here.
Eugene Rapay, SB Nation. Jay, what was your message to your seniors, especially the last few guys who've been there for you during that first national championship run in 2016?
Thank you, and from the from me personally as the head coach first. Thank you for keeping the culture strong and the tradition alive this season, rather than going for your own personal glory. And then on behalf of the whole Villanova community, thank you. On the court, off the court, they were gentlemen, leaders. They are the consummate Villanova basketball players.
Nicole?
Nicole Auerbach, The Athletic. Jay, kind of piggybacking off of Matt's question, does this Purdue team and program kind of remind you of Villanova and the way that you guys have built your program, the way that the offense can click, especially along the perimeter with someone like Carson Edwards and Ryan Klein at all?
Yeah, it does. It reminds me of our team last year. Just great perimeter skill, but still have a drive game and a good post-up game, and really unselfish. And you could see they had a confidence shooting the ball. No fear of failure. Very, very impressive. I did think of that.
Okay. First, we'll go in the back, then we'll come back here.
Jay, obviously, 2 of the last 3 years, your team is cutting down the Nets' worst NCAA tournament loss in program history, I believe, for you all tonight. How do you process that, and what do you tell the guys going forward about the highs and lows of this game?
Yeah, the game's humbling, and it's good for us sometimes. You don't choose to be in this position, but when you win, you've got to realize that there's guys on the other side that working just as hard as you, and you got to be respectful of them, and understand you could be on the other side of it. And today we are, and it doesn't mean we can't get back there, but we have to be respectful and give Purdue credit, and we have to get back to work, stay hungry to keep getting better.
Right here in the middle.
Coach, this was a rebuilding year really for the whole Big East, not just for Villanova. It's been so strong for several years. Ken Palm last rated you behind the Big Ten in 2014 for this year. Looks very strong again. Is there any chance of just not quite having the same level of competition throughout the year maybe made you not as prepared for going up against a team like this today?
I don't know. That could be. Our league was a really young league this year. A lot of young teams who will have everybody back next year. There'll be a lot of really good teams. We could be one of the younger teams next year. But I think we're prepared for this game. I think in terms of competition, I think St. Mary's is a really good team, and we played Florida State during the year, and I just think you saw a lot of young Big East teams this year just get worn down at the end, and then when you get to this tournament, you run into experienced teams, and that's what happens.
Time for one more right down here.
Mike Petralia, CLNS Media Boston. Jay, Jermaine Samuels, maybe one of the lone bright spots from this game, seemed to really be effective in the first half. He also grew throughout the second half of the year. And I saw you coaching him quite a bit throughout the game one-on-one. I'm just curious to get your thoughts on Jermaine and how he grew and what he means going forward for the program.
Yeah, he's come so far. Last year he really struggled picking things up, and then he broke his hand. It was a really tough year for him where he really didn't get the experience we needed him to get, and so he had to go through it all this year. And he did it under fire and did an amazing job, and really has become a really good player for us, and he's going to be a big part of our team next, and a leader. We have no seniors next year, so he's going to be a leader on this team, and he's very important to us. He's a great kid, and he's going to take the responsibility of being a leader very seriously. I think he's got a great upside.
Okay, we thank Coach Wright.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulate him on an outstanding season.
Thanks, Bill.
The Villanova locker room is still open for another 12 minutes or so. Thanks, everybody.